Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Jimmy Jamboree. This one was played on June 20th, so it is old patch stuff, but it's important for the context. So let's introduce our players. Meanwhile, by the way, anything that this person types is the Shambler. So now FBI can open up because obviously that's something that you shouldn't type in real life. But you know, Shambler types many things. So we have the Shambler for sure in the 9 o'clock. Down here in the center, we've got, I'm not going to read that name, but that is indeed Dino Man 48 if I had to guess, if I had to speculate. And they are in the middle. Oh, by the way, Shambler is Black Protoss, which actually is something that Kasuga runs now, so that's interesting. This looks like Coral. Yeah, Coral Zerg is Dino Man. Over here we have Open Jimmy Ass. Jimmy is 16 or something, guys. You can't say that. But I guess this is Kasuga. I mean, it does feel like a Kasuga name. The problem is that I also thought this was Kasuga. But maybe this is Grass. I thought these two are Grass and Kasuga. One, I don't know which one is which, but they're both. Those are them. This is Jimmy Slave and Open Jimmy Ass. So we have Jimmy Ass over here in the upper right of Oilstralia. And he is our Vivid Red Zerg. Oh, we already have a little bit of heckling over here. It's just a scout, though. This is the real This is Jimmy. I'm pretty sure. And he's Saddle Brown, right? Yeah, so Saddle Brown is definitely Jimmy. That's his favorite color and everything. Meanwhile, we've got Yotoda Jimmy. So definitely not Toyota. He's Lemon Terran. And they're neighbors, so that's classic. And then, yeah, all the way in the top left. All the way in the top left is Jimmy's Slave, which I believe, if this is not Grass Eater, and Grass only ever plays Zerg except for the time he played as What or something, and he was Protoss, and he beat Shambler in an FFA, and it was really good. He is in the top left, going Mass Embassy on the island, classic move. Ultramarine or Zephyr? I'll say Ultramarine, but it was Zephyr Protoss. Oh, in the bottom left, we almost forgot Jinno. This is Benno, almost assuredly. Green Terran. All right, we've introduced our 7 players. It's time to start talking about free-for-alls. They're wild in Cosmonarchy, as you might expect. Jinno, aka Benno, has already put down some Cyprians and an Anchor, but he's only going to be able to deal with a couple of these Zephyr Cores before they start having a good time. I can't believe he didn't even bother pulling the Masons. He was just like, yeah, that's fine. If they die, if he dies, he dies. You know, like Rocky. Oh shit, Zeke just showed up with 43 homies. Welcome, homies. We're watching a free-for-all. So if you guys thought you were going to tune into some high-level gameplay, think again. This is a free-for-all between a bunch of noobs. So I hope that you guys are looking forward to that, because we got ourselves some wild things here today. Thank you, Zeke, for the raid. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Big shout out. Big shout out. The funny stuff here that we have is that everybody in this lobby is named something related to Jimmy, because we have a player named This is Jimmy in the bottom right. And This is Jimmy is a player who has really captured the hearts and minds of many. He is forever looking for that class 3 promotion, which would kind of be like if you were hard stuck in F or E rank. I'd say Jimmy's probably E rank, not F rank. But he's really trying to get to D rank. All he wants to do is get to D rank. And, you know, he just can't get there. It's so hard for him to get there. And so other people kind of beat him, and he's getting better. Sometimes it feels like he should enter promos or something, right? But he's just not quite able to get there to D rank. So that's what Jimmy's struggle is right now. There's a lot of other players down there in the pit with him. And in this very lobby, we've got a couple of other class 4s, as we call them, our E and F rankers. We got Toyota Miguel, going by the Yotoda Jimmy. He's our Lemon Terran, and he's attacking him with Mass Cyclops. And you just can't beat that with Bio. There's too much splash damage. Nah, he says. Yeah, he knows. You can't beat him. He's agreeing with me. And so, yeah, Jimmy's rocking out there. A classic move. You dying? Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, this must be Grass Eater. I don't think Kasuga would say dying. He would just say, Jimmy dead? Jimmy ass? And yeah, that's what Kasuga would say. So this must be Kasuga playing Zerg. That's wild. And Grass Eater playing Protoss. Really a mystery for the ages. Grass Eater and Kasuga are a little bit better than Jimmy, it should be said. Actually, probably a lot of it better. Especially Kasuga. There's this ongoing bet where if Grass Eater, who normally plays Zerg, beats... if Jimmy beats Grass Eater, in a best of 9, then I'll give him class 3. But it'll never happen, dude. He'll never get to D rank, I swear to God. And by that, I mean it will happen as soon as he really, really wants it. Meanwhile, we've got the Shambler, the highest rated player in the lobby. He's our Black Protoss at the 9 o'clock position, and he's kind of dancing around against Benno, who is... Honestly, he's probably like a class 3 player, but he's just not... He doesn't play very often, right? He's very, very inactive. He's a German math teacher or something. Dude, he's got to teach math. He's got to say 9 and have it be double meaning, you know? So, yeah, that's just a thing that's going on. But he's now being attacked at the extremity, and he's only got one finished anchor, and that one isn't even going to finish, so he can't even garrison it after this one dies. So these Cyprians ain't going to get a single kill. They almost killed the Hierophant, but their shots get blocked by anything with higher armor than 2, I think, or maybe 1, yeah. So if you meet or exceed the armor pen, which is 2 for the Cyprian, then your shots get blocked. Otherwise, you can be penetrated, and any other target will take half damage. That gets penetrated there. So the Ecclesiasts are fair game, the Hierophants are fair game, but the other units are not. And he's trying to repair the Lodestone, which is like a bunker-like add-on for the Ministry, our command center. But it really isn't working out for him. I think he might actually just be straight up dead. He does have an anchor up here that's full of Cyprians he could try to come down and help out with, but I don't know. I don't know what he's up to. Oh, he's got a base in the top right. He Phantom expanded. That's what the star pad was for. He must have had a Trojan somewhere. So he tried to build a cheeky expansion, and now he's... Well, he's no longer going to be here on the mainland, on Oilstralia. Speaking of mainland, we've still got Grass Eater mucking about over there. Anseal scouting out for Jimmy, realizing that Kasuga has a ridiculous amount. What can we do about this situation? Well, I think we're just going to end up having to repair this anchor at our mineral. Now, this is just bullying. But I think, statistically, it would have been really hard for Shambler to spawn next to somebody who would have been at his level in this lobby. And Benno types the classic GG, I am dead. But look, he's still got this base up here. He's got this over here. I don't know what happened to his Trojan. I guess he probably had his Trojan like fly over some static defense and die, if I had to speculate. We missed that earlier. He's still trying to stay alive, but reinforcements are here. He doesn't even get his Anseal out. He's really selling the bit that he's dead, right? Nobody's going to go looking for him. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, somehow, Dino Man is in the middle, and he has not been attacked. He's not been touched. I think when this spawn doesn't kick in, because this is an 8-player FFA map, and only 7 players in the lobby, when you don't have this spawn, I think the middle becomes a lot more attractive. Whereas if you spawn here and the middle's empty, which is almost never the case, it's really hard for... Oh my god. It's really hard for the upper left player to feel secure because the island spawn is in effect. So, anyway. A Cyclops drop was attempted. Did it get any kills? It got, like... No, never mind. It got 1 worker kill. Although, Kasuga isn't harvesting gas from his natural. He is taking a third. It's finished. Toyota, what's up with you, buddy? We haven't checked in on you in a while. Jimmy only has 27 workers. That's outrageous. He's adding mech. He's made his bio and he stopped making it, which is a classic move. He's just scouting around. He's having a good time. Holy fuck. Jimmy, you're 16. You can't say that. Kasuga sort of jousting right now. Will Toyota beat him? Will it happen? Well, he's got the Cyclops out. They can be pretty good, but they're busy trying to deal with the front line. Okay, now he's in trouble. He has got no detection. He's backed against the wall, and the spines are pinning him to it. Just a massacre of his army. Absolutely absurd. Meanwhile, Shambler, he's realized there's a lot of artisans, so he's going to go ahead and send out some land effects, our Corsair equivalent. They do deal with splash damage. And now it's going to be Grass Eater's time to see if he can fight them. And you know what? He's actually got a pretty reasonable spread, forcing Shambler to micro. It has worked out for Shambler so far, especially with more reinforcements arriving. I think we're going to need to see some more artisans. Okay, he's got some more. The Crucible creates, makes structures around it create units faster. It increases their efficiency, to put it another way. So we are going to get a lot of artisans. Meanwhile, he's made 1 Stargate of his own, and he's going to go ahead and start making his own land effect. I see. Kasuga is going to move to the top right, and I don't know what Benno's been doing this whole time. He's taken 2 bases. Oh, no. I love the Envoy, by the way. There's nothing in that transport. So close yet so far from discovering... Oh, he's found him. The Lanifex arrived to try to massacre more artisans. Okay. So far, so good. There's only 1 here for Grass Eater. So there goes all of his workers, all of his economy. Dead immediately, of course. He's got double engram warping in. Oh, no, he didn't even have a rally point for some of these. What happened over here? Oh, I see. The artisans have massacred the poor masons trying to harvest resources. Well, the engram number 1 will finish. It does deal splash damage, so that has to be concerning. Also, it's being supercharged by the Crucible, so it shoots faster than normal. And... yeah, I don't know what's happening on the mainland, but it's not nearly as interesting as what we're seeing here. Quickly scan over to see if anything worthwhile is happening. It looks like a horde of Lake is... oh, there's Jimmy's trying to see what he can do, see what he can scout. Meanwhile, the what the hell is happening? Oh my god. Oh. Wild. Look, he even brought an Exemplar so he can attack down. Meanwhile, the Trojan got killed. So Toyota didn't unload any of his army. Was that even army? It had 1 Cyclops and a bunch of Masons. Benno spotted. He's making a tier 2. He's making a stockade. I think he's dead, dude. He doesn't have a... he has watchdogs, I guess. He can make... okay, he's making Cyprians again. Benno is legendary for making, like, only Marines one time. Only Mavericks, as they call them in Cosmonarchy. Alright, Kasuga is getting tier 3. Right? That's what I'm seeing. I guess he's got tier 2 instead. He doesn't have enough money for tier 3 yet. But he's capping his gas. He's trying to make sure he can bank extra resources. Speaking of banking, I don't know what Jimmy is doing besides not spending money. He's making a lot of units, but how is he ever going to get them out of there? He's got to lift off his anchors or something. Got this omnidirectional ramp mound there that you can use to get cliff advantage. In Cosmonarchy, you just get extra weapon range shooting down. There's no penalty for shooting up, so there's no mischance. But there is obviously a pretty good little extra sweetener that you get the weapon range from shooting down. So, like, this Phalanx has more weapon range than this one, for example, as long as it's shooting at the, down a level. So that's pretty good. Now here comes Kasuga's army with the air units. There are some madrigals here. Honestly, this looks like a pretty sound push from Toyota, but his focus fire on the Phalanxes could leave something to be desired here. And it does look like he's narrowly not going to have enough anti-air to deal with this. Look, the Zarkava cores were so close to going down. He's got 1 hero Cyclops there that finally regresses those Zarks into something more dealable. But there's more where that came from. Though these ones are Oxel, so when they die, they don't turn back into the mini one. They were morphed, they kind of skipped that intermediary phase. We do have a pretty huge attack coming in from Shambler, but look at what Dino Man has made in the meantime. He's got loads of Calculusks. These guys deal line trace splash damage. You gotta watch out for that. All of the anti-air from the Lanifex, they just get mulched. They were not split, so they did take that splash damage. And it looks like the Exemplars are gonna be not so long from this world either. And so this base in the sort of dead center off to the left is not going to survive. Oh, well, I guess with that many Dracodons, maybe. Meanwhile, Toyota has disengaged from this position. He's lost his Cestus. You can see the rubble there on the ground. It's been a bit of a bloodbath for him. Benno was trying to harvest Vespine from there. And now there's a single Gladius from Grass Eater heckling his base over here. He doesn't have the Watchdog in the right spot. What is he even making with his tier 2? I guess he doesn't well, no, he has money. I don't know what he's doing, honestly. He's just having a good time. Oh, it looks like all those Calculusks died and turned back into the units that turned into Calculusks, the Nathracor. Much better at anti-air than it is at anti-ground, I can tell you that much. But there's a lot of Lyrilisks where that came from, so Dynaman still mounting some kind of attack. In production, he's just got more Lyrilisks where that came from, and the unit that turns into them, the Quasilisk. So, that's pretty much it. I don't know what Yoyoda... Oh, there's a nuke somewhere. Oh, Jimmy nuked him! Jimmy got the nuke off! Hell yeah, Jimmy, your Eidolon might die. Okay, never mind it. Just narrowly worn off. Disruption field coming in the clutch with the land effects. And now, poor Benno. Although saying oof does not really feel like a Benno thing to say, but you know, maybe he's down with the kids these days. All the Lyralists diving forward. The Calculists are good line trace. They should probably target those Exemplars, but they're doing all right as it is. There's a lot of chaff to kind of stop the army from automatically targeting. And Shambler, he's busy macroing back at home or something. He's not really too interested in microing this fight, but he is losing to Dino Man's tier 2 stat. So his army did suffer a lot of setbacks there, and he lost the Nexus at some point earlier. So that's pretty bad for him. We're trying to catch all the action that we can, and it looks like Benno is pretty close to being eliminated. Oh, he still has that Ministry down there. I was going to say, I'm sure he has another one somewhere, but maybe he can make enough Watchdogs? I don't know. This feels like a little bit too much. Yeah, there's like... If there were like 3 more Watchdogs, I would say he might have a chance here at bursting them down. There's a Didac. Is he going to recall Artisans? I mean, they could just fly there, so I don't know if they answer to that. Oh, he's making a lot of gateways. I guess he's... Oh, he's got some of these as well. I don't know. I mean, Grass Eater has a ton of money, but he should probably take another base soon. Meanwhile, Zerg Army reigning supreme, but there's more where that came from the Protoss. They're not done and out yet. I'll take this moment to check in. Oh no, that's his last structure. Well, oh. Kasuga is infesting the Ministry. Jimmy tries to escape his base. It is not successful. There you go. It's been infested. He could have infested the stockade as well, but that's okay. Trying to break free. Oh, devastated. Meanwhile, the one Sentinel. Spoiler, I don't think it's going to survive against all that. Good penetration shots. There's a couple of phalanx in good positions here for Jimmy. Not immediately sure whether or not he'll be able to handle it. Oh, infest the Atlas. Free Atlas, free tier 2. Oh my god. Oh my god, he started tier 3. Dude, imagine if he just gives it tier 3. This is Madrigal drop territory right here, man. He was typing, so he could have just left with the Talos, but instead he's like, I'm sorry. Big attack coming in here from Dino Man. Actually got surrounded a little bit by the Protoss, which is funny to see. The Pariahs can mulch through all of that. A lot of Exemplars. There's not that much anti-air here. And Dino Man's doing the right thing here by moving all of his calcs away. But now he's not doing the right thing. No, Dino Man. Ah, jeez. All right, well, the infestation is good. It looks like there was a Didac recall here for the Zealots, but I guess the Didac, yeah, the Didac died to the Zarks. Tier 3 will unfortunately not be created. Madrigal's parking up and leaving, packing up and getting out of dodge. Some Phalanx is unfortunately offered up to the Phalanx gods. Random units getting bopped on the way out. The Exemplar stack is enormous. It's once again wiped the Harvesters over here. Dino Man's got a lot of gas, but he's only making an Iral Iris. I have no idea what he's going to try to make now.
Missile launch detected.
Maybe Sovroliths. That missile launch is where? Ah, okay. He's trying to take care of the Phalanx count. Hydras are a better pick versus the Pariahs, but not quite enough. Oh, there it goes. Now, I was told, by the way, that the game becomes a silent film after a certain amount of time, and indeed it does. We're actually working on this exact bug as recently as yesterday, so we should be able to fix it pretty soon. But for now, you guys will have to enjoy imagining what the game sounds like, which is going to be harder for some of you. So I will assist sometimes. Whoopsh, whoopsh, whoopsh. Yeah, that's all of the Zarkavor Core is just smashing. There's a lot of splash damage kind of errantly in this comp, specifically the Cyclops. Oh, the Streakers are just on a rally. Oh, that's horrible. Oh my god, he doesn't actually have any splash damage now, I don't think. And even if he did, he still has to deal with all the Ultra Cores. These guys, every time they consume a corpse, they start moving faster, which is why they start moving very, very heavily. And in the process, they also lifesteal. They love me. It's love. Yeah, I don't know about that one, Dino Man. I think you're probably banned, actually. But the air units are descending, starting to deal splash damage. Oh, wow. Toyota's in a lot of trouble. Mouth sounds, please. Sorry, I don't do ASMR requests for free. Pew pew. What's up, Ramen? What's up, dog? I see Kasuga in the chat. I see Alexander in the chat. I see a couple of homies from Spanish-speaking places in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Voice acted sound effects mod when? Yeah, exactly, Adam. The acapella mod. Gonna radiate. That'll stack up some damage, but I think Toyota's gonna need a little bit more than that. And honestly, we are on the verge of many players dying at almost the same time. Shambler cracking open Dino Man's position. Sure, there's some calculus because they're not going to be able to save him from everything. Toyota collapsing to Kasuga's tier 3 onslaught, or at least tier 2 onslaught. Does he have tier 3? Oh my god, look at the Gosvaleths, dude. Crazy mining. He's making Terran tier 3, so I guess, yes, he has tier 3, just not his own. My god, man. Now, okay, we need to start checking in with some of the power players, because it's all well and good to see the cinematic deaths of many a Zerg player and many a Terran player, and I'm sure we're going to see more of that pretty soon as more Zerg just starts flooding in. Kasuga, certainly looking like a powerful player. You know, he's absorbing the assets of his neighbors. He's stealing madrigals. Does he have an Akistra card? No, he has a Matrolith he's manually targeting onto the Phalanx. That is skillful, man. It takes a lot of work to do that, more than you might expect. Unfortunately, his Matrolith does die to the Watchdogs, but in the process, he stole a couple of Phalanxes, so that's pretty sick. And of course, we've got the land effects for anti-air, we got exemplars for anti-ground, and we got loads of ground units, powerful ground units, to deal with the few remaining presences of Dino Man. No, Jimmy, don't do that. No, my children. Alright, listen, buddy, you can't talk about children. There's something really obvious that means that you can't talk about it. I really wish I knew what it was. Nanite assemblies are coming online for Kasuga. He's building infested Minotaurs, dude, infested battlecruisers. Looks like Grass Eater either had to go or something else happened. I don't know. He just decided to leave. So that's a wrap for the Protoss. He wasn't really building anything anyway. I think maybe he was playing with one hand or something. And yeah, Kasuga's descending upon Jimmy. I mean, we knew this was happening. Tier 3 is coming up. Dude, Kasuga as Zerg got tier 3 for Terran before Jimmy did. Just let that sink in. Oh, the Morning Star went off. You blow up the nuclear storage, it detonates. It's a defense mechanism, you know? Toyota is still technically alive. In fact, I guess I would say he's more alive than Jimmy is. Jimmy does have this island. It's got a lot of watchdogs on it. Maybe he can stay alive and cockroach him his way back into relevance, but Shambler is slowly taking over the whole middle of the map. Obviously, he's excised Dino Man and now has defeated him, so he's no longer in the list, thankfully, with a name like that. All right, so our major players at this point, the Shambler and Kasuga, are minor players. I guess literally. I think Toyota turned 18 recently. Shout out to his birthday. But yeah, we've got Toyota barely alive. His Atlas is in the middle of Jimmy's base, which is hilarious. And doesn't want to lead him to the island, right? So he lands it there. They might actually be like allied at this point. And yeah, Kasuga's going to go ahead and destroy that, which is an unfortunate loss for Toyota. He's got Cestises all over the place for defense. Doesn't have any watchdogs. He's got a couple of Talos. He's looking to navigate his way towards some kind of potential victory. Exemplars are kind of loose in the middle of nowhere. Kasuga will see them and maybe go after them. That's a dead ministry. Remember his Talos, or his Matrolith ended up dying, so he doesn't have access to it for free. Well, the Exemplar are chasing some of the Vorvs around, which is hilarious. Shambler may or may not notice that right about now. He's actually looking at where Benno's base used to be and finishing a Monument of Sin. Hell yeah, hot diggity! He's going to have access to some of the most impressive units in the game from that structure. And he might need it to deal with what Kasuga has. The Zarkavor deals splash damage to air and ground, so it can be a very effective counter to things like the land effect. It's got pretty good damage and durability. And when you attack it, you get hit with this repeating venom thing, which is actually supposed to be a bone of reflection. So I've corrected the tooltip later on. You can see these Taluses desperately trying to stay alive. Oh, maybe this is why he left. I lost vision on him, so maybe not. But I feel like maybe every time he tried to expand over here... Yeah, this base got wiped, and I guess Grass Eater just decided to GG from there. Or maybe it wasn't Grass Eater to begin with. The Phoboses are operational. The infested Minotaurs are operational. I mean, it's glorious. It looks beautiful. Infested Terran base. Tell me it's not exactly what you dreamed of. I need Zeke to do this against Wolfix later. And just infest his stuff. The absolute Jimmy might be. Oh my god, this fight is going pretty heavily in favor of Shambler, who is absolute Jimmy. You can see the infested Phalanx. It's a scary thought. It's a scary sight, but not in isolation, right? Where is Kasuga's Kasuga's army must have actually gone straight over there, so now he's going to bide his time and mass up an immense but immobile force. Making some hippogriffs for anti-ground is a great choice, something we don't see very often. The Phobos and the Minotaur can handle the air pretty well. The question really is, how long will his Zerg bases survive? The Gosvalets are in insane numbers right about now. Yotoda. All right, slowly building up in the top level. Oh no, Shambler sees that with his witness. Keeping tabs on just about everything. No tier 3 was ever made for Zerg, but I guess he doesn't need it if he's got tier 3 Terran, right? Now, obviously, they move very slow, but... Got some Iron Foundries coming up here for Toyota. So he did make a tier 3? Where is it? The Gosvalets try to fly into Jimmy's Island, only to be shown away, shown the door. One nanite assembly got up. Oh, his Daedala is still here. So we've still got a Daedala for Jimmy. He's landed a starport on the surface. He's got gas mining over here, which is pretty good. Obviously, Kasuga is still getting creamed over in the right side of the map. But his air fleet is in a position. He still didn't make any anti-air. That's so wild to me. We'll see what he wants to do with that. All right, he's got some Zar. Oh, this is the army I was wondering about. Like, this made a lot of sense to me as something that he might be able to deal with. He is making 6 Minotaurs at a time, dude. It's kind of outrageous. So even though they're very slow, Iris and Zerkishra coming back up. He wants to get access to the Zarks again, which makes sense. Run cover. Kasuga is going to lose out a lot of influence over here, but a lot of pariahs. Now the army descends on the Iron Foundries. I'm still looking everywhere for where that Daedala is for Toyota, but I guess it doesn't exist and he had just started them before he lost it or something. I didn't even know he had it, to be honest with you. Oh, there it is! There it is. It's been found. Shambler found it for me. Thanks, Shambler. I was going to jokingly mention that might be one of the only times I've said thanks, Shambler, but actually that's not true. He rates our D&D summaries, so he's a pretty cool guy, actually. Well, one of the Iron Foundries has gone down. The cuirasses are going to take about 10,000 years to actually go down, and they do pack a little bit of a punch in these sort of small unit scenarios. Not a common situation for them to be in. Iris complete. Oth's lava form can be next. If Kasuga wants it, he is going to need 2,100 Vespine. His air units have descended upon this place, and Shambler's army is going to be stretched a little bit thin. He doesn't actually have that many resources. He's run dry on a lot of bases. He's churning out lots of air units. His army's dealing with many players, trying to clean them up. He's still going to have to deal with Jimmy at the 6 o'clock. Although, oh, a Star Sovereign has arrived. So there's a Minotaur over here. And yeah, okay. Oh, thanks. Thanks, sound effect. Thanks for coming through. He's just out of range on the Ministry. He's just out of range. GG is called by Toyota as he is found by the Exemplars and the Auroras. But I think that might be one of those premature ones, you know what I mean? Now, this air fleet could get jumped on by the ground army, but I still think it should be in a good position. They get a little bit of extra armor from being infested, which isn't going to hurt him at all. And actually, Shambler's not really on a proper attack move. Oh my god, there's so many more Minotaurs. The Archons are trying their best to try to splash him down. They might kill a single Phobos. Emphasis on might. Yeah, it looks like they will. Grass Eater is gone, obviously. Toyota is gone. We've lost Benno as well. And Dino Man. He's still in the game, but he's out of the... Like, he's still in the lobby, but he's been eliminated from the contention. Only one of them will be able to have the Jimmy name. Will be the absolute Jimmy. The glassing has continued. Or subsided, perhaps. The Ministry has been destroyed. A second Star Sovereign has arrived. It looks like this is the end for This Is Jimmy. He is not reclaiming his name. Not yet. But you still got to deal with all that. Oh my god, 21 Exemplars. Now, the Gosvalets can technically deal with this. It's really funny. If we had a bunch of Centaurs, I would say that, like, okay, well, this isn't going to be that much of a threat. But you can destroy the Ministry. I guess it can lift and destroy the gas caps for sure. Zarks are going to be dispatched to try to deal with them. The rest of the air fleet is not really going anywhere, but, you know. Oh, no, not the Ultrav. Not again. They're going to focus it down. Zark's not here in time. There it goes. Their tech structure. They can no longer be made. They're going to have to be remorphed. Oh, he kills the whole damn thing. Well, that's 21 exemplars down, and we are down to our last 2 players, ladies and gentlemen. A 1v1, a duel of the ages, a silent movie for your viewing pleasure. This is a watch party. We're watching the silent movie of Absolute Jimmy versus Open Jimmy Ass, Shambler versus Kasuga, Protoss versus Zerg, and Zerg is OP, or so I'm told. So surely this is going to be it. We're not going to see any more Protoss victories. Shambler will be routed. He's got Panoptises and Land Effects, so looking pretty good there versus the air. The Panoptises can be a pretty good heavy target. They probably need Barghests to deal with the armor, especially with the extra armor that you get from being infested. So I'm kind of thinking about that. The Land Effects are not doing much at all. They are not the anti-capital. Oh, but here we go. The Panopta stack of 12 is doing its best. There's a couple more coming up. He's going to try to nuke these add-ons. These are pretty expensive structures. Oh, look, and the Zorka Shroud being remade in that same spot as well. I agree, Shambler. You probably shouldn't be able to do it. Ah, Requiem for a Dream, a classic. A classic one, Lucy. Thank you. Unfortunately, copyright. But I like the idea. Fighting over the scraps. You could infest all this Protoss stuff. Kind of surprised Kasuga hasn't done that. His army will indeed get there next Tuesday. I like the cut of Adam's jib on that. I mean, if you die this slowly to an army of infested Terran stuff, I don't know. There's something about that makes sense. Dude, he's so committed to the bit of not building crucibles or pylons. I know he's made a bunch, but around his new bases, he's like, nah, I can't fit my monument. I'll just go to another base, and puts it here. Oh, Gosvelet's descending over to the right side. Oh my god, we might be locked in here for a little bit, guys. I can't really immediately see a path where one player can take a decided advantage. Sure, you can say that the ground army for Shambler can sidestep the air fleet, but look at the Zarks. They've come back. They'll deal with the Exemplars. The Pariahs will probably deal with them. Splash damage is pretty good. We've got the air fleet massing up over there and trying to go for the main base. He's going to have to deal with the fact that the Pariahs will deal that splash damage. And he's not really splitting, right? So he's just going to get annihilated, yeah. That's kind of what I thought would happen. He killed a couple Pariahs. He didn't even get rid of the Exemplars, so that's a big whiff. I am absolute, says Absolute Jimmy. But I don't think Kasuga will surrender. Kasuga hasn't fit. No, don't go back! Oh, by the time he gets there, by the time your fleet gets there, Shambler will have expanded in that location. And Shambler doesn't expand after 32 minutes. So that's going to take a long time. I can't believe he's actually doing this. You just A-move his laser beam, his forces, and force him to come to you. Gosveleths, flee. Fly, you fools. Dude, he's got so many Vespene tanks, but not really much in the mineral count. He could try to take this base, but he doesn't even know about it yet. He is wiping through a ton, and I mean a ton, of Protoss units. Like, he's lost one Minotaur and one Phobos here. This will be the Minotaur that he lost. Oh, another one. Okay, it wasn't as bad for Shambler as I thought, but that's pretty cost efficient for the infested Terran army. I was going to say the Zerg army, but it's not really a Zerg army, is it? And look at this. Now he's just wiping the deck with the ground army. This could be a really big swing in favor of Kasuga, but let's see. His unit control, it doesn't really exist. So he is actually getting pounced upon by a lot of anti-air. And the spread is much better now with these Minotaurs down here. It feels like it's going to be a lot harder for the Archons to get there. Oh, they do some splash. They do get some splash down. Also, at this point, the Patriarchs still give you that like shield boost. But yeah, it looks like it's just a little bit too much on the heavy air. Still, Jimmy has access to... Jimmy. That's not specific enough. Shambler has access to a lot more resources on the map. And Kasuga is much more gated. And look at this. A Star Sovereign that's going to take a very long time for the Gosvelets to kill. There's the channeling. We're going to get that glassing going. Oh, tactical lift. So, he doesn't... Oh, no, the Ministry is actually safe somehow. So it looks like the Star Sovereign will very, very slowly be attacked. All of the nanite assemblies end up lifting off. I would have really liked to see some Centaurs out of him, but instead he's making Magnetars. I will tell you that the fact that The fact that he took Benno's base and turned it into an infested Terran army is pretty awesome. Like, we don't see that kind of thing too frequently. Oh my god. Is it going to be enough? He's landing it preemptively. He seems to believe it. He believes in the heart of the cards. The Gosvaleths, have they done it? Oh my god, the last two survivors. Wild, wild scenes. The last raging Archons. Oh, there's an Anthelion. The Gosvaleths are snuck. Hey, Archon, you want to come in here? This is like Archon Toilet in Starcraft 2. Just do it, quick. No. No balls. Because the Archon is a ball, get it? There's not a lot here for the Shambler to be able to attack in as such a position, but let's see if he can make it happen anyway. The Hippogriffs are super vulnerable, but they're kind of just smack dab in the middle of everything else. This army in the high ground means that the ground army is not really going to be able to help too much, but the Patriarchs and the Star Sovereigns are definitely doing their job. Oh, and coming in from the top rope, or bottom rope, should I say, the Archons doing a lot of splash damage, reinforcing with some Minotaurs. They were dispatched 20 minutes ago, and here they are, dutifully on time. An infested Minotaur arrives precisely when he means to, but that's it. GG! Kasuga refuses. He is dead, and it is just absolute Jimmy, the Shambler, to take the victory. Jimmy, #1.